Hello and welcome to the Elevenses business show, where we take time out to reflect on our business, the business world, technology, finance, and all things of business for business success. So we are your hosts. My name is Maureen Egbe, the digital confidence coach, helping you with your business processes, digital business processes, to give you time to make the money and to grow your business. Ladies, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, sorry, technology, sorry about that. My name is Maureen Adams from Malion Accountancy Services Limited.
Good morning, my name is Yejide Adeoye of Logic to Create, and I don't usually mention this business, but YA creates two. So the first one, I provide WordPress security services, and the second one, I do laser cutting and engraving.
Perfect. Yes. And that just shows that we are all multi-talented. We've got different businesses going on. So yes. All right. So today's topic right, is business adaptation. Mm-hmm. And a great example of business adaptability has been these last 6 months, which has been a challenging time for lots of businesses. But for some, it's been a real productive time. And this is partly down to business adaptation and being able to adapt. But before we go into what's happened in the last 6 months, ladies, what does business adaptation mean for you?
Just being like flexible and also planning strategically in a way that allows you to be flexible. So in that respect, financially, maybe putting money aside for things that you might have to that come unplanned, and also for other ideas. So for me, I've been thinking a lot about trying to get somebody on board, and I've looked at the apprenticeship scheme and the Kickstart, and a lot of them have made me realize that I need to have that extra funding available, even if I'm still going to get paid back later on, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, how do I adapt my financial circumstances to make sure that I can now benefit from being on these schemes?
Okay.
Well, for me, all of the above, what Yed just said. Also, just doing things differently as well. Just getting ready for any eventualities, you know, just making sure that you're ahead of the game, or try to be ahead of the game, you know, as much as you can, and try to be a bit more on top of your competitors, maybe as well. Yeah. But not everyone is your competitor, may I add. You can also work collaboratively together. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Collaboratively.
Those days. Monday tongue twisters today.
I need some more tea, so excuse me. No. And yeah, and also to like spend less time doing particular tasks as well, you know, just trying to get things done quickly and easily, you know, that kind of thing as well. I'll call it in my profession, less keystrokes. Less keystrokes for me, the better, you know.
Okay, girl. Okay. So I just want to quickly read out something that I saw around being adaptable, and it was from the Business News Journal, and it said, in nature, resilience and adaptability are key traits of survival. When Charles Darwin said survival of the fittest, he did not mean the quickest, the strongest, the smartest life forms. Rather, he was referring to those that were most capable of adapting to their environmental condition. See, that principle is also true in business. The most resilient and adaptable teams succeed more often than those that are rigid and unwilling to change, even if they have the most talented people in their business. So really, no matter how good you are, if you're not able to adapt to circumstances and to changes, you're not really going to move far very quickly in your business. And for me, everything that you guys had said there about being flexible, also just understanding how your business works, for me, it's also about the customers. you know, lots of people come with ideas of how their business is going to run and what's needed and what the customer needs, but they're not actually flexible enough to change when actually, or understand basically what their customers needs. You know, you having to do your processes differently. So yeah, adaptability means a lot of things about your processes, your customers, and your finances as well.
Yeah.
Example is when I take a new client, for instance, no names mentioned, is that, you know, they come with a different software system.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say to them, don't come with that. You know, I don't use that.
Yeah.
I'm willing to learn any new system, you know, as I said, like anything to make my life easy. You know, I'll adapt to it. I will take training sessions, anything behind the scenes that they don't know about, you know, just to get on top of things. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, perfect example.
I think she's throwing that one at me. Mm-hmm. It's right. Fresh QuickBooks or whatever. Fresh books, free agent, whatever you're doing, just get that money flowing. That's the main thing. But
so okay, so moving it on, how has your business adapted to these difficult times?
Well, okay, so I've got the two, right? So basically with Logic to Create, I had this great plan that I was gonna, because I do a lot of contracting with clients, that I was gonna move away from that and try and do more of my business stuff. So that was the plan at the end of the year. And then as soon as COVID hit, I was contacted to literally be working every single day with a client. I was like, oh man, this is not the plan. This is not what I need to do. But obviously, I'm getting business, isn't it, right? And an opportunity to make money where a lot of people are seeing the opposite. So I was like, okay, just have to get on with it. And also relocating at the same time. So that was all kind of a lot of flexibility and adaptability, and having to change plans last minute, but making sure that delivered for the client on time every single day. In my other business, it was about looking at what kind of products I could create for the circumstance. So a lot of people were doing masks and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I can't really do masks, but I could do a mask, buy a mask and put something on it or whatever. But then I was asked to submit a design for a contactless free tool. So something that you can use to press lift buttons and keypads and things like that without having to touch them. So I'm still kind of in the process of, what would say, prototyping it at the moment, but I think I need to get that out as.
Yeah, I mean, we are using them right now. Just saying, people.
Every time I go out, listen.
So these two are my testers, yay! And yeah, so visit my page at YA Creates to find out more information about that, because I'm supposed to be launching that this week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, so that's kind of how I've had to adapt, and it's in a positive way. So yeah, it's all good.
Okay. One of my concerns were taking on new clients, and with me, because of anti-money laundering is so hot nowadays, and with anybody, HMRC, with my accountancy body as well, they want you to do specific things with regards to like ID and identifying that person, make sure who they are, just to making sure they say who they are and making sure they live where they live, that kind of thing. So normally I'll meet up the person in person so I can see the ID, fill it up, make sure it's genuine and original, and then take copies. And obviously now at the moment we can't really meet up. We can do, but you know, I don't want to. So the only other way I have to do it is ask the person to meet on Zoom or Google Meet or whatever platform it is, and then ask them to hold up their ID against them. I take a screenshot, that kind of thing, and then they can send me a copy of their ID. So that's another way of getting around that situation. And another thing is as well that I know from time I needed help within my practice. And I think I told you ladies already that, you know, somebody approached me via my accountancy body. And to cut a long story short, he lives in Birmingham. Now, in the beginning, when I was having mentoring sessions with the East London business place, thank you very much, he said to me, Simon Lewin, he said to me, oh, would you consider, you know, taking somebody that's actually not in your actual office? And I said, I don't know about that, you know. I mean, I like somebody here so I can teach them properly, you know, train them, be on hand for when they have queries, that kind of thing, you know, the human touch, you know. And so at the time I kind of like dismissed it a little bit, but I had it back in my mind. So now, obviously, because he brought it to my attention from before and had it back in my mind, it came like kind of like flooding forward when I had this phone call from in Birmingham. I thought, well, you know what, this is the time to do it. Just get on board. It's times are changing. You need help. Let's do it. And it's been with me since, I don't know, April, I think. Yeah. So we just meet regularly on Google Meet, you know, go through any queries, that kind of thing. Have supervision meetings. Cool.
Perfect. You know, it's brings to, like, in the sense of how what I've had to change in my business, and it's more of the digital side of things. And you gave a great example, Morva, of that, how actually being far away, COVID's pushed us to the point of that we got to work from home now. We've got to use technology to actually further go in our business. And for me, it was about now having to, for example, I need to be flexible and sort out this laptop because it's flashing green from time to time. So if you see that, that's my laptop going on. But I had to learn some more new digital software platforms. Like Zoom is my thing. So at the moment, I'm pushing a course because a lot of coaches that I've come across have said they usually are used to doing face-to-face, and I'm finding it difficult to move from face-to-face to online. But they can do the online, they have that conversation, but how do you make it more engaging, you know, and really get people to buy in? So me having to learn the skills of that, how do I transfer my in the room skills to online? And then how do I also get up to skill, you know, upskill for the new platforms that people are using? So it's not just Zoom, it's like it's got Google, Google Meet, and all of these different systems, you know, for businesses, Canva. So all of those new systems, I had to be really, really up to date with what's going on. So yes, it's been interesting, but also I think it's been a great opportunity as well. Yeah. So my next question to you guys is, what questions should you ask, or what questions should businesses ask themselves regarding to business adaptability? I could say that this morning, but all of a sudden adaptability, it's becoming inflexible. But yeah, another drink of my Elevenses tea. So yeah, what should people ask themselves? I mean, one of the examples I came up with was KFC back in 2018 when they ran out of chicken. So it's not just small businesses that have to adapt, but even the large businesses. So yes, can you just give us a little bit more background of why did KFC run out of chicken and cause a national chicken shortage?
Oh. Basically, KFC changed delivery contractors from Bidvest to DHL, and DHL did not deliver. That's it in a nutshell. So that's kind of, yeah, those kind of contingency. There wasn't any contingency in place for maybe the handover or whatever. So yeah, they didn't have any chicken about. So I think like nearly 2/3 of their shops across the UK were closed because of the chicken shortage. This was not COVID. This was a supplier issue. So yeah, I guess you have to ask yourself a lot of questions again in terms of your flexibility. Obviously, there was a reason why they changed suppliers, and sometimes you have to make that happen. For Logic to Create, I don't change suppliers a lot because a lot of them software, they're all reliable, very good. Pay them once a year, we keep it moving, or every month. With YA Creates now, I have to adapt a lot because orders come in last minute. And because of the laser machine that I have and the ability to customize, so I'm always having to change things, and you know, I could get a design in that is going to take me like 10 minutes or something, and another one that could take 2 hours. So I'm like, okay, let me think about how I need to charge for this, and also getting the materials in on time as well, based on supplier. So obviously with COVID, there was like when I used to live in East London, there was a supplier that was around the corner. I just messaged them at 8 o'clock. By 12, I can go and pick up what I need. But now I'm in Birmingham, and I'm like, okay, I need to get something sorted out. So I have to think about the stages and planning and communicating that with the client as well to manage expectations. So you're not going to get it in 5 days if DHL ain't going to deliver. But I don't have DHL, I have FedEx, so that's fine.
Poor DHL.
Sorry, DHL. But anyway, that's not my fault. That's definitely. Yeah, and so what else? Yeah, so I guess with the two visits, and I guess again with adaptability, if you want to get new people on like Morva, and we're all thinking about that in terms of growth, it's like, okay, how willing are you to relinquish control over certain areas of your business, and how much time are you willing to invest in getting these new people on board? Because we expect, they're going to save us time and money, but if you think about it, you have to adapt to the time that you have to spend getting them up to the thing where you're comfortable for them to manage certain areas of your business or help you out with certain areas of your business. So those are some of the questions that you have to think about in terms of, are you a control freak? Do you have good suppliers? How flexible are you with circumstances that come in? Do you freeze? Are you quite creative in your thinking, and are you solutions based, or are you problem focused, or whatever, those kind of things?
Okay.
Yes, I hear you about this relinquish of the systems and control freaks, because I was like that in the beginning as well, and I was twitching, man. I know. Yeah, and because I took on this person, because I gave him a test first. I did it the other way around. Obviously, normally you do an interview, then test. I did a test first because I wanted to see what his skills were, his skills base were, and it passed with flying colours. Love his spreadsheets. So since then, and like all our training sessions, I just said, yeah, Jack, you have to put a lot of time in, like, because although he knows the basics, you still need to just kind of like refresh his memory. Or if there's a bigger query, you have to like delve into it. He'd have to call it forensic accounting, which is a very good word. So I'm trying to help him to think outside the box. So it does take a lot of time, not investing, to try and get him up to the speed that I would like him at. And he's getting there. So I have kind of like relinquished some control slowly. But it's a good feeling, honestly. It's like a little bit of a weight lifting off his shoulders every time I speak to him. With regards to systems now, I don't really, as you said, I don't really change systems that often. Obviously, I did change one system once because I didn't feel the price reflected what I used it for. So I had to I didn't have to, but I wanted to change to a cheaper system, which works perfectly well. Which is fine. And so now when you take off somebody else onto the business now, you got to think about their access to the softwares as well. And that will go up in price because now they're charged per user. So it's something else you got to think about before you take on somebody else on as well. The price of, additional softwares or any other thing you use in your business. Oh gosh, I think that's about it really.
There is so much.
There is.
Yeah,
it's just like,
there is so much. Exactly. Because I'm thinking that it's like, even thinking about like what you guys had just said, it almost like it's breaking it into categories. Like when I thought about when I first started my business, I had to adapt quite quickly because what I thought how things should run didn't work. And it's about being able to review your business processes, systems, and everything that's going on, and be able to be flexible enough to change it. It might mean that you take a little hit, but it's rather that you take that hit then rather than lose everything, or just the business just stops. So for me, it's being adaptable means that you have to be ready to review what's going on in your business. Then being also the financial sides of that, being on top of your finances, being in touch with your accountant so you know what's going on.
Or to be in touch with you.
But also the thing about it is, what's your big goal? What is it that you want to achieve? That we talked about, we've had conversations about exit strategies. So if you want this, what are you going to be willing to change along the way in order to achieve that goal? Because nothing stays the same. So if it's not within your business, what's going on outside of your business? The environment, politics, and your customers. Number one, what's going on with your customers? Are your customers that you start off with the same customers that you're going to be working with now? Because I know that when I first started, my customers looked like one thing, but now they're totally different. And the way I've got to speak with them, deal with them, is totally different to what I started out with. And that is about just, again, being clear, flexible, understanding your business, your systems, your customers, and your finances. So there is a lot in there. Okay, so in terms of business adaptation, it's not just about the negatives, because I think that because of COVID that's gone on, everybody has just been on the negative vibe of, oh, my business. And one of the biggest words that have come up is like, how do you pivot your business? So I'm thinking about more of the positives. So what are the positive things about adapting, and what sort of things can you do in terms of like growth?
I think I've started already, to be honest. I've taken on somebody, and I'm also looking to, as you said earlier, looking into the Kickstart scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second.
Whoops. It is 11.
Yes, Kickstart scheme. So, so I'm going to look into that as well, because I do feel I need somebody else in the business too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think these times has actually taught me that, sometimes you just need to take the plunge. Obviously, look at your finances first, get that into some kind of order, or just look at what you can do, where you can, flex and,
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say this, but rob people to pay Paul, but anyway. But at least you can also give somebody the opportunity to learn what they want to learn, like why they went to college for or uni for. They give them opportunity to work hands-on in the business too. So, as I said, I've always started my adaptability process, and it's not a one-time thing. As you said, it's an ongoing thing. Mm-hmm. It could be like a thought a day, or thought a month, or thought a year, but it's going to be an ongoing thing, So next year I could have like 10 people.
Yes, we call it.
It happened.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Yej?
Okay, so I kind of mentioned about this tool thing that I've created, or I'm putting out there. Also with Logic to Create, I've been working on a pilot with somebody. So somebody contacted me over the holidays and said they wanted to, sorry, not over the holiday, yeah, over the holidays. And they wanted to learn how to build a website, and because they knew I had the skill to do it. So yeah, we did a pilot together, and the pilot is based on an idea that I've kind of had from before. And so it was good in working with her, because I was able to think of how this actual service or product or whatever could be delivered. And so we got to the stage, she's got her website, she loves it. She's, putting out testimonials about it and stuff like that, which is really great. And it's really helped me formulate the idea much more, to the point where I'm now thinking about putting it out slowly but surely. So I've spoken a lot with Maureen about it over a few years now. back and forth. But I think in terms of adaptability, yeah, it's really, I think COVID and my relocations has really helped me think about my skill set and what is actually, it's that thing of what are people actually crying out for, and how can you offer this in your business? And you know, a lot of people are now understood the need to be online, to have a website, which sometimes was a hard sell before. And I guess with WordPress as well, it's sometimes a hard sell because it's seen as hard and all of this and all of that. But every system is hard until you get to know it, really. No one knows a system except for the people that built it in the first place. So you still have to learn. There's a learning curve on all systems. And I guess with my thing, I was like, oh, well, I'll build it for people. Oh, no, I'm not going to build for people anymore. But now it's understanding that, and also understanding there's new business models that have been coming out that I've been observing in terms of like memberships, coaching, one-to-ones, group sessions, and those kind of things. So that's been a good thing to be part of, in terms of I've joined some groups and so on, but learned how they've been delivering their products and services as well. So I think in that respect, oh, okay, well, if they're doing it this way, then maybe I can think of doing it in my business. So
no, definitely. Yes, I think you brought up some great points there, mainly because lots of businesses that were on a high street have realized that they actually can take their business online. You know, even down to beauty therapists. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, how many like Instagram videos have you got of people now doing all these new beauty routines and, you know, things that you would have thought that, oh, could that actually work online?
yeah,
But it's working online, and that's people actually now learning that actually they can adapt. So yes, I mean, for me personally, I've now got a notebook. I designed a notebook, and it's now on Amazon, ready to buy. You know, it's you got. I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from this is that, you know, that in your business there are other routes and other strands that you can take. You know, so one thing that you can see if you start thinking outside the box. So at the end of the day, I have a coaching system. I have a coaching program. I have a digital coaching program. I have products, physical products, the confidence cards. Now I've got the journal. Now I'm going to have one that's going to be a diary, and it can actually build big and big and big. If you think about all of those different brands out there, they've got different arms to them. These are different things that you can do in the meantime while other things are going on, you know. So it's about just taking the time and starting to think outside the box. So yeah, I can only add to what you guys have just said, which is spot on. So I am really conscious of the time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is ask you ladies, is there anything that you would like to leave people with? Any thoughts, any summarization of what you've just said?
Don't be scared to change, like I was, basically. I mean, we all have fear in the back of our heads. Just take the time to investigate, have a look around, as Jed's done, join groups, you know, speak to others, you know, just get a bit of background, just vocalize your fears or your thoughts and your ideas. Just go that way. I mean, just don't be afraid to change.
Yes.
I think, yeah, building on that, don't be afraid to just put your idea out there. The perfectionist mindset doesn't pay you, because you have products and services that are behind the scenes no one knows about, that you want to be perfect and they're never be perfect. The whole point of adaptability is you put it out there, you see how it's received in the market and your clients and customers, and then you adapt it to what they want, or, you know, you withdraw it. There's no harm in doing that. But every single product that we use every day is updated in one way or another, and services are updated and prices are updated. So, and that's all about the adaptability. So perfectionist mindset, park it, and get your MVPs out, minimum viable products, get those out, get them working for you, and learn how to update them. And criticism, and that is not failure. It's showing that when you get criticized for a product and people still want to buy it, they still like it, so they just want you to improve it and stuff like that. So that again is put your feelings where you need to, understand what the criticism is all about, and adapt for your business growth.
Totally. You know, again, I'm going to echo what the lady has said, in the sense of that, don't be frightened to have a go. You know, sometimes your mistakes can be your biggest success. So go in, you can only learn and you can only grow. You can grow from it. And you know what? There are some great people around there to support you. So we are here to support you guys. So tap into us, ask us questions. And you can do that by actually making a comment, you know, on our YouTube. Let's put that in there. So please give us a thumbs up and like us. You know, also, let me just say this. Thank you to the people that have commented. We really appreciate you, and we really appreciate that you taking part and taking time to put those comments. But yes, let us know what you think and what you've enjoyed. So what I'm going to leave you with a thought as well as one of my favorite sayings that I made this up. Okay. It's not about be careful for what you wish for. It's about be ready for what you wish for. Okay. So at the end of the day, be ready. Finances, systems, put everything in place, because before you know it, whatever you've been working hard for and whatever you've ever wanted, it can just turn up in a flash, just like that. Okay, guys, it's been brilliant. Lovely talking to you ladies. My Elevenses. Okay. So we're back here next week at 11.
Yes. You see then.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Take care.
See you later on 11.
Bye.
Bye.